This is Mac OS Ken.
Strength and supposition around iPhone in China, signs of growth for iPhone in India, and Apple says it botched some sexual misconduct claims. It is Friday, the 5th of August, 2022. I'm Ken Ray, and this is news from Mac OS Ken, brought to you by yours truly and sponsored by Trade Coffee. Get $30 off your first order plus free shipping at drinktrade.com/MacOSKen. This show is also sponsored by Notion, one workspace for your whole team. Not all work collaboration tools are created equal. Some help you organize your company's information, others let you manage projects together. Notion does both. It is one tool for your whole team to do it all. With powerful integrations and seamless navigation, you'll have everything you need in one spot so you can make speed your advantage without the silos and context switching that can slow companies down. And this is my favorite part. Notion has a worldwide network of millions of users creating templates, tutorials, and new inspiration. They are sharing what they have learned, which should make your experience even better. Learn more and get started for free at notion.com/MacOSKen. That's notion.com/MacOSKen to help you take the first step toward an organized, happier team today. NOTION. That's notion.com/MacOSKen. A positive prediction for iPhone in China. The piece from Apple 3.0 has Mizuho analyst Anthony Huang indicating that the strength seen for iPhone in June in the Middle Kingdom will keep on keeping on through the rest of the year. Huang is among the analysts crediting Apple's communicator for almost all good news for smartphones in China this summer. Citing numbers from the China Academy for Information and Communications Technology, his note says, "We believe the bulk of the year-on-year rebound in June was from iPhones, while Samsung no longer commands a significant share of China's mobile phone market. iPhone 13 sell-through demand appeared resilient per our industry survey, as the phones continued to be in the dominant position in the high-end segment without much competition from the Android camp. Superior execution along Apple's supply chain and good logistics management has also prevented inventory overbuild and destocking risks." Huang's note also notes the lackluster performance of domestic smartphone brands in China. While he does expect new offerings from those through the rest of the year, orders in the supply chain don't show them expecting much in the way of demand. The most he expects from the Chinese brands is a moderate seasonal uptrend. Apple, meanwhile, is expected to go as it's been going. And it's been going well since the last lockdowns ended in May. Now, if you'll permit me, I would like to revisit an idea that we hit here last week. It was then that Bloomberg ran a report saying that Apple was running a 4-day sale for iPhone in China. While sales on iPhones are not unheard of, Apple running such a sale is very, very, very uncommon. Bloomberg's assumption was that Apple was sitting on inventory that it wanted to move ahead of new product coming this fall. Now a piece from 9 to 5 Mac seems to have decided the same thing. Pointing to the cratering of China's smartphone market, as well as numbers from Canalys, the headline from 9 to 5 Mac says, "Chinese smartphone shipments set to fall to 10-year low, explaining Apple discounts." Except no, it doesn't explain that, not definitively. I mean, it might. Personally, though, I doubt it for a few reasons. Once the lockdowns ended, iPhone sales exploded. No discount required. There was a shopping-centric holiday in the second half of June, but when people spent their money, they spent it full price on iPhone. Next, the discount on Apple products referenced by 9to5Mac was for 4 days. If Apple really wanted to clear out inventory, wouldn't it simply drop the price, not drop it for such a limited time? Next, Mizuho's Huang credits Apple's acumen, not a lowering of prices for preventing inventory overbuild and destocking risks. And finally, there's something that people keep forgetting about the 4-day sale. In its report on the discount, Bloomberg said to take advantage, shoppers had to use one of a select number of payment platforms, such as Alipay. I asked last week whether the 4-day sale with the special payment requirements could be some sort of promotion for the payment methods required, not a fire sale on Apple's part. It makes sense that the initial thought would be Apple is trying to burn through inventory. If you take a sec, though, it doesn't actually look like Apple is trying to burn through inventory. Not to me anyway, but I could be wrong. Hey, what say we have a look at Apple's next China? That would, of course, be India. There's word in the world that Apple is looking to up its iPhone game on the subcontinent. Mac Rumors cites a report from the Economic Times saying Foxconn, Apple's largest supplier, is looking to further expand its presence in India with the opening of a new production facility within an existing factory in the country to produce the iPhone. One wonders what iPhone they will be producing. To this point, you might have assumed it was iPhone 13 or earlier, though TF International analyst Ming-Chi Kuo may have thrown a spanner in that assumption. While lots of you were sleeping Thursday night, Friday morning, the analyst hit Twitter with the 3-post thread. Quoting the first, "My latest survey indicates Foxconn's iPhone production site in India will ship the new 6.1-inch iPhone 14 almost simultaneously with China for the first time in the second half of this year, India being 1 quarter or more behind in the past. In the short term," says the second tweet, India's iPhone capacities and shipments still have a considerable gap with China, but it's an important milestone for Apple in building a non-Chinese iPhone production site. He wraps with tweet number 3 saying, "It implies that Apple is trying to reduce the geopolitical impacts on supply and sees the Indian market as the next key growth driver." That snuggles in nicely with the Mac Rumors Economic Times piece. It says the new iPhone facility inside the existing Foxconn factory is part of Apple's goal to further diversify its supply chain. Yes, it is still almost all Foxconn, almost all the time. It's not all China, though. The Financial Times ran an absolutely brutal piece on Apple on Thursday. After talking to more than a dozen employees, past and present, the story is one of Apple's HR team putting the company's reputation ahead of worker welfare. It's about women calling out Apple's handling of misconduct claims. Now, all of that is just in the first couple of lines of the story. I did read a lot more of it, and assuming it's true, it's terrible. And there's no reason to think it's not true. Especially because buried about a third of the way into the story, the piece says in response to the Financial Times findings, Apple said in a statement, it works hard to thoroughly investigate all misconduct allegations, and it strives to create an environment where employees feel comfortable reporting any issues. The company acknowledged it had not always met those ambitions. There are some accounts raised that do not reflect our intentions or our policies, and we should have handled them differently, including certain exchanges reported in this story, Apple said. As a result, we will make changes to our training and processes. More news in a moment, but first a word from Trade Coffee. Good day at the mailbox Thursday. Got my latest bag from Trade. Black Velvet from Atomic Coffee Roasters out of Salem, Mass. Silky smooth and dark as night, This blend features a hint of spice and a nutty sweetness that'll pair beautifully with a splash of your favorite milk, but is just as delicious on its own. Personally, I'm 2 sweeteners and half, but I could see skipping the sweeteners for this one. I love that I'm getting coffees with such complexity, and coffees I would never find on my own. Take their quiz. Once Trade finds out a bit about what you look for in a cup of coffee, they'll hook you up. Just answer a few questions and you will get your own personalized variety of coffees delivered fresh to you as often as you like. For me, it's made coffee better. See what you think. Right now, Trade is offering new subscribers a total of $30 off your first order plus free shipping when you go to drinktrade.com/macOSKen. That's more than 40 cups of coffee for free. Get started by taking their quiz at drinktrade.com/macOSKen and let Trade find you a coffee you'll love. That's drinktrade.com/macOSKen for $30 off. If you use Microsoft Teams on an Apple Silicon-powered Mac, you have been living a lie. Not really. You've been living a translation. But those days are coming to an end. Eventually. Engadget had Mr. Softy announcing that Microsoft Teams had finally been optimized for Macs without Intel inside. Of course, Microsoft didn't say finally. That was all Engadget. According to the report, the updated app comes nearly 2 years after Apple revealed its first silicon-powered M1 devices. So far, Teams has run using Rosetta 2 translation, resulting in performance issues like slow startup times, lag, and more. Addressing the update, Microsoft said, for Mac users, this means a significant boost in performance, ensuring efficient use of device resources and an optimized Teams experience, even when using multiple high-resolution monitors during calls or meetings. That'll be great. Someday. For reasons not fully explained, Engadget says Mr. Softy plans to release the update in increments over the coming months. Part 2 of this week's animation doubleheader hits Apple TV Plus today. We talked earlier this week about the Pixar versus Pixar showdown headed to streaming services. That started with Pixar's Lightyear hitting Disney Plus midweek. Now Luck, a film shepherded by former Pixar creative John Lasseter, has landed on Apple TV Plus. Funny thing, after that story earlier this week, I caught a post on Twitter from screenwriter Zach Stentz. He's turned on by another animated feature on another streaming service. He says The Sea Beast on Netflix is first rate. He's hoping that it ends up in the awards conversation by the time that season rolls around. Could be a whole big cartoon weekend round these parts. And finally today, it sounds like a full season of free Friday Night Baseball on Apple TV. Mac Rumor says not only has Apple announced the schedule for Friday night games for September, the company has also expanded the number of countries that can get in on that action. Added to the list are Colombia, the Dominican Republic, Germany, and Italy. They join Australia, Brazil, Canada, Japan, Mexico, South Korea, the UK, and the US in taking in America's pastime. Still available without a subscription, Mac Rumor says Friday Night Baseball debuted on Apple TV in April and will continue through the 2022 regular season, which ends on the 5th of October. That sounds like a full season of free Friday Night Baseball on Apple TV. If you've still not given the games a go, the piece says the weekly doubleheaders and additional content like pre-game and post-game shows can be watched on the Apple TV app across the iPhone, iPad, iPod Touch, Mac, Apple TV 4K and Apple TV HD boxes, select Xbox and PlayStation consoles, select smart TVs from brands like Samsung and LG, on the web at tv.apple.com, and on select other platforms. Basically, throw a fastball and you will hit something on which you can watch the games. If you don't care who's playing where, enjoy your free Friday night games. If you're a more discerning viewer, I will have the September schedule posted in this story on macoscan.com. macOS Can, brought to you by me and sponsored by Notion, one workspace for your whole team. Learn more and get started for free at notion.com/macOScan. This show is also sponsored by Trade Coffee. Get $30 off your first order plus free shipping at drinktrade.com/macOScan. Advertising handled by Backbeat Media, online at backbeatmedia.com. You can reach me a couple of ways. Info at macoscan.com or call 716-780-4080. Until next time, that is news from macOS Can. I'm Ken Ray.
Ciao.